Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new YouTube video. Today we are going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on my Android tablet. Now, you may be wondering, how the heck am I doing this? Well, first of all, it's the magical world called the Internet, which has pretty much everything you need. So right here we are playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation, or on the PlayStation Portable version on my Android tablet. Now, how I did this is I grabbed the ISO for Battlefront 2 PSP, put it in, found an emulator, and pretty much that's it. So we're using the PPSSPP emulator, which is able to emulate pretty much any any PSP game, but this one particularly runs really well on certain settings. Of course, I've done a lot of trial and error with this, so of course I have the perfect settings here. So we're going to play the PlayStation Portable version of Star Wars Battlefront 2 right now, and let's get started. We're going to play 2 maps, or at least one. We're going to do Tantive, which is one of my most favorite maps on PS2 version, and we're gonna do, let's do Mos Eisley, Conquest, Clone Wars, and we're just gonna set it to where 120%, 6, maybe 4 AI, and let's get started. So pretty much this is the PlayStation Portable version. As I said earlier, it runs really well, probably a little too well, and you know, I expected this to run like really slow, but trial and error, this thing runs like a beast. As you can see, there's some lag spikes, and I did set the AI lower, because you can have up to 10, but when you have 10, it starts to lag. So the most I do is 6 or 7. So obviously, I love Battlefront because I played the original one a lot, and I love that one. And then actually I've played Battlefront 2 first before I played Battlefront, so I really played that one, and then I got Battlefront because, you know, I saw there was Bespin. I want to try out all the maps, and you know, I just played that game, and I still play it now, even though it's kind of, you know, kind of dead. But the game is still really fun. I still play online on PS2, and they actually brought back the servers for the PC version, so the game's really fun. A lot better than EA's failed version, which is a humiliation, in my opinion. A humiliation of Disney, and a humiliation to all the Star Wars fans like me. So, of course, Battlefront 2 is probably the best Star Wars game ever. I'd say the second best is the Lego Star Wars series, or at least the ones I've played. And, you know, the best class for this, since this is touch controls, is the grunt, or as they call it, the rebel soldier, because, you know, it's just what? I never even knew the AI could play as heroes. Because I'm used to playing the PS2 version. There's a glitch where the AI can't play as heroes unless it's like campaign or something. So I didn't know that. That you learn something new every day, obviously. And you know, this game is, I still play it a lot. I play this every time I go on the go, and I bring my smartphone or my Android tablet. I just bring my I just play Battlefront 2. So this game really is a whole lot of fun. We're gonna play on Republic, and let's go. Let's be a clone sharpshooter, although I'm not really good at playing as a sharpshooter on this version, but I'm pretty good on the PS2 one. Alright, so, okay. I hate the Magna Guards because they will just... Okay, oh my god. The AI are really smart on this version. Surprisingly, they are just smarter than the PS2 one. Because this game, I believe it was made in 2006. Because that was the same time when they released the Best Spin, or the Battlefront 1 DLC for the Xbox. And in fact, Pandemic tried to bring, whoa, that lag. Pandemic tried to bring the Battlefront 1 maps to Battlefront 2, or the DLC maps that are on Xbox. Because if you look inside the ISO file, like I did, you can find like some maps or some names that suggest, different maps. And, and there's some left out maps, of course, on this version because, limitations, but really they run Death Stars on PSP. Someone managed to get that working, and it's in the files of the actual game if you have the disc version. And I saw a YouTube video. It seems to run really well. It just has some issues. And I speaking of issues, I'm having issues right now because look at this lag. Like as soon as the Droidekas spawn, it just is laggy. I'm not sure if anyone else has that issue, but Droidekas just always, as soon as you look at them, they just lag the game, like a major lag spike. So as you can see, right now I'm winning, but my analog stick here is not really responding very well. Oh my gosh, this lag. Mos Eisley and Mustafar are probably the two laggiest maps in the game, as well the space maps, because those just don't like to work at all. They don't want to be used at all if you're emulating the game on your tablet. But it all just depends on how good your Android phone is or your tablet is. And I mean, you can do this on an Apple device, but the only problem is you have to jailbreak it because there's no file manager, sadly. Because of course Apple doesn't want you to touch their phone because it's a closed source one. So yeah, this is mainly only for open source. I mean, you can download the emulator, but you have to get the files. But you can run I think you can run your games off of your SD card if you're on the Android. I mean, if Apple locks that out too, then I don't know. You probably have to jailbreak it. But yeah, if you wanna know how to or learn how to do this yourself, I have a tutorial on how to do this. Just look for it. I'll even leave a link in the description on how to do it. But I won't leave a link in the description where to find it, because technically, if I distribute the ISO, that's technically illegal because that's pirating, and I'm not really that big of a pirate. So, and the only reason why I got this is one of my friends emailed me the ISO, so like I was playing with him, Minecraft with him, and he said, hey, or I was talking about Battlefront 2, and he said, hey, I have a PSP ISO, so I was like, okay, well, I guess you can send it to me. And he sent it to me, and here I am now playing it. So that's fun, but good website, probably I'd have to say freeroms.com. I've been there and I've gotten Pokemon for a Nintendo DS for a few times, so I mean, I'm not saying you should use it, but I mean, if you might have a good chance of not getting a virus. But my best advice is if you're gonna download a ISO or a ROM, then the file needs to be exactly what the file you're looking for, not an exe file. If you're trying to get like a Nintendo DS ROM, the ROM file needs to be an NDS, not a .exe. Because if it's a .exe and you didn't expect there to be a program with it, then best chances are that exe file is probably a virus. that's waiting for you to open it, because the only way you can get a virus on a computer is if you let it happen, whether you open it or whether you allow a connection. That's the only way you can get a virus, by you allowing it. You have to click something, you have to be able to do something to make a hacker be able to get in your computer. So pretty much, again, if you want to do this yourself, link in the description. I mean, this runs really well, but you need certain settings, and your phone needs to be strong enough to do this. My phone, I'd say my phone is pretty well off running this. Like, if I had, let's say, an Apple device, it probably wouldn't run this. So I'm just saying, your phone needs to be strong enough to run it. There's no really specification, but you know, it depends. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.